Don't go anywhere because in the galley today we're making charcuterie taco shells. We are stuffing them with goat cheese and brie and blue cheese and all kinds of deliciousness. So stay with us. Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to the galley and charcuterie taco shells. That's right, charcuterie taco shells. And just how cute is that? How much fun are they? This one happens to be capicola and provolone cheese. I have salami and Parmesan cheese and Gouda and salami. So let's head over to the stove so I can start showing you just how to make these charcuterie taco shells. Let's go do it. Alright, so here we go. Tools, non-stick skillet. Tongs with rubber grippers so we don't destroy our non-stick skillet. Taco shell holders. They do not have to be metal. Any kind of taco shell holder that you have will work. And then afterwards, you have some place to serve your little tacos, so they work double duty. These metal ones I particularly love because I can put them in the oven and make taco shells with them in the oven. So that's another bonus. If you don't have taco shell holders, you can use a spatula or something, prop it against something, and then use that to form your taco shell holders. Another reason that I like these metal ones is because they're rounded. Some of the taco shell holders that you get come to a point, but I want this roundness to really give me that classic taco shell shape. So we've got medium heat. And this is something you want to start on medium heat. You might have to go up, you might have to go down, but you're going to have to play with a couple of these to figure out the heat that works best. This is capicola, and I just go to the deli, have them slice it thin, but just make sure it's not shaved. You want to be able to pick it up and manipulate it. And you want to let your meat get just a little bit of crisp, just a little bit of color on it. And this doesn't take long. Now, you're going to have to just make a couple of these to get the hang of it. The first ones might not work perfectly for you, but just keep practicing. And the best thing about that is all of your mistakes are completely edible. So you can see we're starting to get just a little bit of brown on there. So we're going to go on with our provolone cheese. And you could do capicola and Gouda, capicola, whatever meats and cheeses that you want to do together is perfectly fine. And I'm doing 3 different ones, but that was just to show you and give you some ideas. If you were doing these for a group or a party or even just for dinner, you could do just one meat and one cheese, and then get creative in the stuffings that you put in them. So you can see it's starting to get a little bit of brown around the edges, and that's telling me it's getting close to where I can flip it. If I try to flip it too soon, I'm just going to pull the edge of this cheese off of it. It's not going to adhere. And you see how now it's letting me lift it up? So it's going to let me lift it in one big piece like that. So I like the cheeses that are a little bit bigger than the meat for that purpose. But if you wanted it to be a little bit of a smaller taco shell like this one, you could always use a round cutter and cut that provolone so it was the same size. So when I pick it up and see how it's still sticking a little bit, it's not releasing. So that's telling me that it's not done. But I know that it's close. I don't want it. There you go. So now it lets me release it. I don't want to let it get too crisp. If I let it get too crisp, then you're just going to be eating the shell and it's just going to be falling apart and crumbling and not a good experience. And then right onto your holder to let it sit and cool. Next up, this is salami, and I just went with hard salami, but a lot of times I'll get the Genoa salami, which I actually kind of prefer. They didn't have it. So, again, this is not something that has to be exact. So we're going to do the same technique. Just let that start to get brown. And I went for the smoked Gouda with this one. So obviously those are the same size. So it's going to make that shell. This reminds me of when I was a kid eating fried bologna sandwiches, and the bologna would pop up and you would slice it down the side so that it wouldn't. And on that goes our smoked Gouda. And we're going to let that sit. Now, I did this one with the meat on the outside, but you can do it where the meat is on the inside. These are totally up to you, because these are your tacos. Now, these tacos are always going to be different. You're never going to have two taco shells that look the same. These are always going to look a bit rustic. So you can see I'm starting to brown. There we go. That's why it's just easier, I think, when you have the cheese that's a little bit around. It gives you kind of something to hold on to. We're going to let that go. And because that cheese is going to have to, was on the top, wasn't able to get to its crispy form, so we're going to have to give that just a minute to let that happen. It's getting close. So again, we put the meat on the outside of this one. So this one I'll just flip with the meat on the inside. But I kind of like the look when the meat's on the outside. I think it looks nicer. So you can see I did this one with the meat on the inside and the cheese on the outside. But I think this look is better. Then we've got this one with the cheese on the inside and the meat on the out. But you can do these. Yep, and we're ready to go. And again, just tell it where you want it to be. This is where you have to live. Alright, so next up we are going to do pepperoni. So I think pepperoni, of all the meats, releases the most oil. So when I crisp it up, you can see the oil releasing from it. See that oil forming, coming up out of it. Now we're going to do this one with Parmesan and shredded Parmesan. You can see all that oil in there. So what I do is I just put it in my nifty little coffee filter there to absorb it. Wipe out my pan a little bit. Back in we go. And now for the shredded Parmesan. Now the shredded Parmesan, you just gotta, it's not as easy as those nice circles that the deli counter people cut for you. You've got to get in here and start working it. And start forming it. Letting it know what shape you want it to be in, where you want it, how you want it. And now you can see it's starting to let me want to pick it up. And I want to try to get in there and grab that pepperoni. It's almost ready. If I can, grab that pepperoni when I go. No, it's holding, so over we go. So be patient. Be kind to yourself. If the first few don't mess up, and just experiment. Experiment with the heat. Experiment with different meats and cheeses and find what works for you. Make sure I push that pepperoni down in that cheese so it's all one, becomes one piece. And it's let me pick it up. So next we're gonna, nope, it wasn't ready. Let's see how I messed that up, but that's okay. It's, again, you can't really mess up. Here we go, and then we're gonna say this is how you have to be, and just let it know who's boss, and put it on there and make it do what you want it to do. Turn this heat off. So we're gonna take these shells now, and we're going to do the really fun part of stuffing them and all the fun things that we're going to put into them. All right, so look at all our beautiful shells. I'm so excited. So now we get to stuff them. Because if you have a taco shell, you must stuff it. So what I want to do first, I think brie, and I think brie would go good in the capicola provolone. So I have this plum chutney that I found. So for my brie, I have decided on some sliced apple, a slice of brie, and then we'll do some of that plum chutney and to add a bit of a crunch, I've got some chopped up macadamia nuts. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, so next up, let's do the goat cheese. Let's do the goat cheese. And I think I might do the goat cheese and the pepperoni parmesan. So for my goat cheese, I've got some orange honey goat cheese. And I think this is big enough that I can do 2 pieces in there. And then I have some dates, so I'm going to put some dates in there. Isn't this looking delicious? And I'm going to drizzle a little honey over that. Oh yeah. And then I have these spicy papita seeds I'm going to put in there. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? I want to take a bite right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and we can try them together. So, all right, so next I have made, reach around the camera there to grab that. You can tell I had fun deciding on all these flavors. I made this cream cheese pepper jelly mix. And it's just cream cheese brought up to room temperature and pepper jelly. There's all kinds of different pepper jellies out there. So I just saw that one. So I did cream cheese and pepper jelly. So I guess we'll go with salami for this. And we're going to do this on camera, Gary. Put that down in there. We'll go ahead and do this other one. So you can see this other one's one I did upside down. I did all of those. I thought I did one with the meat on the outside. Maybe not that one. I don't think they look as pretty with the meat on the inside. So, pepper jelly cream cheese. And I have some crushed up wasabi nuts. And some of my homemade pickled jalapenos. So this pepper jelly is really actually sweet, so this is going to be sweet and spicy together. So another interesting fun stuffing. Okay, next, one more. I have to force myself to stop. So one more is some blue cheese. Doing a couple different shells, and that just shows you again just how versatile all of this is. So I'm going to spread my fig in there. And this would be really good with pears, but I didn't have any pears, but I had apples and I was already slicing them. So I'm going to do fig, apple, and then I have some blue cheese that I'm going to put in there. Oh, I love blue cheese. And I think this calls for just a drizzle of some balsamic glaze. Just a drizzle. And I think this would be perfect with walnuts. I didn't have any, but I had pecans, so we're going to go with some crunchy pecans on there. Now, I hope you had fun. I had so much fun making these. I really hope that you try these because they are fantastic. And now comes the really fun part, and that's eating them. So just remember, put your meat down, let it get a little crisp, put your cheese down, test it, wait till you know it's ready to flip, and then test it again so you know it's ready to come out and form your shell. It's just that simple. And the topping selections are endless. So I think for my first one, I'm deciding between goat and brie. And I think I'm going to go goat. And we happen to do the goat in, that looks like pepperoni. Does it really matter? So we've got our honey goat cheese, dates, a little bit of honey, and those papita seeds. So here goes. First one. It's going to be in my mouth. It's just everything that you love about a charcuterie board. All in one bite. Cheese, meat, and then that's kind of crunchy. And then more cheese with that goat cheese, and that's really smooth. A little bit of crunch from the papita seed. And then those dates and the sweetness that brings. This one's a winner. Next we have, this is capicola and provolone. In capicola and provolone we have brie, apple, that was the plum chutney, some macadamia nuts. I think that was all. We did so many, it gets confusing. All right, I think this is going to be delicious too. Crisp apple just brightens everything up. That was my first time with that plum chutney, and it was plum delicious. That was good. I love that little bit of crunch from the nuts. Winner, winner, winner. All right, and then we have blue cheese. I think this, I can look, this one was pepperoni and Gouda, and we have blue cheese, fig spread, apple, and pecans. Or how do you do a smaller bite? Well, anything fig, I'm on board. And fig and goat cheese, fig and blue cheese, beautiful combination. They love being together. I don't think I can pick a favorite. I think it's like your children. And you can never pick a favorite because Each one has been unique and delicious. Okay, last up. Now, this one was that pepper jelly cream cheese that we made. We've got some wasabi, crushed up wasabi nuts, or peas, I'm sorry they call them, and some of my pickled jalapeno. I'm going to move that jalapeno back a bit so that so that I'm able to keep talking to you. So this morning, I was thinking, what can I do with some cream cheese? And I thought about that pepper jelly. Wow, so good. That pepper jelly and cream cheese, so good. Oh, and then just a little bit of spice from those jalapenos. Delicious. Did I eat them all? I ate them all. I tried them all. Now I'm going to probably finish them, but what fun are these? So delicious. Now I'm a little behind on that charcuterie trend that went crazy and everybody's making charcuterie boards. That was the big thing. But I think I'm right on time with the charcuterie taco shell. These, you don't want to miss them. Thank you so much. And please, if you make these in the comments below, please let me know how it went. If you are having troubles, let me know and I'll do my best to help you. Be patient. Practice a few times until you get it just right. But let me know if you make them. I really hope that you do because you will not regret it. This will be your next favorite appetizer. So good luck with that. Please make them. Please let me know. If you haven't already, do me a favor and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know when the next video comes out, then you can hit that bell and they'll notify you. It does help me in this YouTube world to get up there and get noticed and hopefully get more subscribers. So thank you for being here, everybody. Until next time, safe cruising.